Alright, let's get right into it. I've seen Marvel's Fantastic Four first steps, and wow, there's a lot to unpack here. If you haven't seen it yet, major spoiler warning. We're diving deep into the movie's full plot, character arcs, Easter eggs, and post-credit scenes, and how it all ties into Avengers Doomsday and beyond. So let's start with the big picture. Marvel really betted big on this movie. Originally, it was the final film before Avengers Doomsday. That meant all eyes were on it to deliver. Of course, things shifted, Doomsday and Secret Wars got pushed back, and now Spider-Man Brand New Day is wedged in between. That definitely eases some of the pressure off Fantastic Four, but does the movie live up to the hype? Let's talk about it. Honestly, this is a major course correction for Marvel. Is it flawless? No, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. It kind of reminds me of the new Superman movie. Tons of good stuff, but a few stumbles here and there. And quick heads up before we go deeper. There are 2 post-credit scenes and they are worth sticking around for. I'll break those down later in the video. Let me tell you, if you're a long-time Fantastic Four fan, or especially a Jack Kirby fan, you're going to walk out of the theater with a huge grin on your face. This movie is packed with Easter eggs, comic book callbacks, even real-world pop culture nods to the 1960s. Stylistically, it's like a blend of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby storytelling meets Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey. Visually and tonally, it pulls from the best. Director Matt Shakman and Kevin Feige weren't afraid to take big creative swings. First of all, they went all in on making it a period piece set in the 1960s. And secondly, they fully embraced the comic book look. Yes, we finally get a comic-accurate Galactus, not that floaty cloud version from the early 2000s. They went full Kirby. It's a similar vibe to what James Gunn said about Superman. He wanted it to feel like a comic book come to life. That same idea is definitely at play here. And yeah, sometimes it gets a little goofy, but that's part of the charm. The movie really leans into that retro-futuristic 1960s aesthetic. The costumes, the way the people talk, the environments, it all works surprisingly well to make the more fantastical elements believable. Now here's one of the biggest swings the movie takes. Franklin Richards? Yep, the baby is a major part of the story. Pedro Pascal, who's already making the rounds in The Mandalorian and The Last of Us, is now playing Reed Richards, yet another protective dad role. The memes write themselves. But the thing is, it works. Franklin isn't just a background prop. They actually make him central to the story. Director Matt Shakman, you'll remember him from WandaVision, said a lot of the inspiration came from his relationship with his own daughter. It's the classic cosmic scale Marvel loves, Galactus, the oldest force in the universe, versus a newborn baby with limitless potential. It's also worth noting that Shakman took over the project after John Watts, the Spider-Man trilogy director, stepped away due to burnout. And it turns out Watts' version wasn't going to be a period piece. Honestly, I think we got the better version with Shakman at the helm. It's very much like the original Captain America movie, set in the past but setting up huge consequences for the present and future MCU. Marvel seriously crushed it with the casting this time. Pedro Pascal's Reed is both faithful to the comics and fresh. He brings a cold, brilliant energy that feels straight out of Time Runs Out Reed Richards. But the standout? Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. She's the emotional core of the movie. While Reed is the intellect, Sue is the empathy, the glue that holds the team together. She gets way more screen time and prominence here than in any previous iteration, and it works. Ebon Moss-Bachrach from The Bear and Punisher takes on the role of Ben Grimm, and his version of the Thing is very much different from Michael Chiklis. This time it's full CGI motion capture, Hulk style. It really sells the character in a new way. And yes, the chemistry with Johnny Storm is still there. They tuned it slightly, but it's a solid, believable bond. Okay, we have to talk about Herbie. He's finally done right. Earlier movies were too scared to include him. They were worried it might be too silly. Not this time. Herbie feels part of the family and is treated with real heart. I seriously hope Marvel starts selling Herbie robots, because I would definitely buy one.
Okay, it's $500, you have no choice of carrier, the battery can't hold a charge, and the reception isn't very—
Shut up and take my money!
Now let's talk about Galactus and Silver Surfer, because they were done right. Galactus is a beast. Ralph Inson absolutely nails it. The character is massive, ancient, and feels like a true cosmic threat. The visual effects team went hybrid, some motion capture, some pure VFX, and it pays off. The scale is insane, especially in IMAX. As for Silver Surfer, well, technically she's Shala Bal, not Noran Rad. Julia Garner plays her. And while her role wasn't as big as the trailer suggested, she's still key to the story, more than just a cameo. Now, as much as I like this movie, I'll admit the pacing gets a little uneven in the third act, especially when Galactus fully enters the picture. The tone shifts dramatically as the cosmic stakes skyrocket. Still, the team's chemistry never falters, and that helps hold things together. Now, Marvel clearly used this movie to lay the groundwork for what's coming next. There's a real Captain America the First Avenger vibe to how it sets up future events. And just like that film ended with Cap waking up in modern day, we know where the Fantastic Four are headed thanks to recent post-credit scenes. Now, back to the third act. Let's talk about it. Galactus wants Franklin Richards. Why? He thinks this cosmic-powered baby can take his place and end his endless hunger. The Fantastic Four refuse. They fight. There's betrayal, destruction, and a heartbreaking moment where Sue Storm dies. But here's the kicker. Franklin brings her back to life. His hands glow with cosmic power, and just like that, she's revived. Huge moment. Now, let's talk about the mid-credit scene that has everyone buzzing. It jumps ahead 4 years. Franklin can talk now, and he's playing in the Baxter building with Sue, until someone appears. Dr. Doom, no mask, just standing next to Franklin. The moment is chilling. Sue activates her powers, ready to defend, but Franklin is already touching Doom's face, and boom, the scene ends. Just something worth noting, they never reveal Doom's face, just his mask in his left hand. The post-credit scene is a fun one, an animated intro for the team with comic-accurate villains like Puppet Master and Red Ghost. Before it plays, we get a beautiful quote from Jack Kirby himself. If you look at my characters, you will find me. It's a tribute to Earth 828, a nod to Kirby's birthday, a heartfelt touch. Now let's get into what that mid-credit scene really means. Doom wants Franklin. Why? Because he saw Franklin bring Sue back, and he wants to use that same power to resurrect Wanda Maximoff. There's a theory that Doom plans to bring back Wanda, who might not remember who she is, setting up a children's crusade style story where she ends up getting married to Dr. Doom until her kids find her. It's a compelling direction, especially since Matt Shakman directed WandaVision and recently teased that Wanda is never really gone. Now, there's a few Avengers Doomsday leaks, and if these leaks are accurate, and so far they've been on point, here's what's coming. Dr. Doom invades the universe where Monica Rambeau is trapped. He attacks the X-Mansion with Sentinels. He uses Sentry as an energy core to power his new world. He kidnaps Franklin to resurrect Wanda. The Fantastic Four, Avengers, and TVA team up to stop him. Peter Parker becomes the final pillar of Earth 616. This connects directly to Brand New Day and Secret Wars. So yeah, Fantastic Four First Steps is definitely one of Marvel's better post-Endgame movies. Not perfect, but bold, heartfelt, and refreshingly comic accurate. The future's looking bright, especially if Marvel leans into this tone moving forward. Let me know what you think. Would you be into seeing Dr. Doom bring back Wanda using Franklin? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any updates on Avengers Doomsday, Secret Wars, and everything else coming to the MCU. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.